and that person happens to know the president.
Yo, Big D, what's the hold up?
Nobody would have a clue that Donald Trump Jr. and I speak to each other.
If you still think Andrew Tate never expected Trump to bail him out, you're about to see the receipt. Before the Matrix, before the arrest, before the world even knew his name, Tate was selling courses online, and not just a PhD, the pimpin' hose degree, he was selling a networking course. In this, he was teaching men how to get in rooms with the right people. In this course, he casually name drops Donald Trump Jr. numerous times.
I have met Hollywood actors, Idris Elba. I've met Donald Trump Jr., the son of the president. I've met basically every big person in politics on the right from Twitter. And I've done this very, very deliberately. And it's one of those things very similar to, let's say, girls, where once you get started, once you begin the process, it becomes easier. Once you start and you start getting a few girls, you end up with lots and lots of girls. Once you start meeting important and influential people, you'll meet lots and lots of important and influential people. If I didn't advertise the fact just now or put the picture on Instagram, nobody would have a clue that Donald Trump Jr. and I speak to each other. Networking is about taking a chance, and taking chances is expensive. When I met Donald Trump Jr., he said, if you're around on these dates, I might be free for half an hour. And I was in Romania. How many people fly from Romania to New York, 3,000 miles, and sit there for a week for a maybe on 30 minutes? Most people go, I can't do that. Or they'll say, can we guarantee, what about this? And they pressure the dude. And then the dude's going to say, well, I can't guarantee. I've got a very busy schedule. How can I guarantee you anything? I'm the son of the president. I've got a super busy schedule. I've never met you. I don't know you. Meeting you is really not going to benefit me that much. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm not going to guarantee you a thing. If I tried to pressure him and said, okay, what about this day, this time, this day, this time, to try and get my guarantee, he would have bailed. So instead I said, yeah, okay, I'm around. And I flew there, and I spent X amount of thousands of dollars, and it paid off. There's been times I've done similar things for other important people, and it hasn't paid off. But this is the reality of networking.
They maintained a relationship. In June 2024, Andrew Tate took part in a Twitter Space live stream with Donald Trump Jr., promoting a meme coin called MAGA, according to a press release at the time. The same month, during an episode of the Iced Coffee Hour podcast, the influencer Justin Waller, who's a close business associate with the Tate, said he visited Mar-a-Lago, where he met and socialized with Barron Trump. At the time, Barron was helping his father's campaign connect with figures popular with Generation Z. You might say Tate is their guy. He's tight with the Trump family. So why the hell was he stuck in solitary confinement in their country right now?
Call Trump and put these fucking spaces on.
Yo, Big D, what's the hold up?
Well, after the Epstein mess, no one's willing to stick their neck out and take that kind of heat. They're already catching serious flack for just letting them into their country at all, especially with the UK remaining cases still hanging over everything.
Yo, Big D, what's the hold up? Oh, Matrix attack. Gotcha, bro.
Been there.
All right, safe.
Just gotta wait, I guess.
Yeah, Matrix attack.
I mean, them calling Donald Trump Big D is a massive pause and wild.
Yo, Big D, what's the hold up?
And we know that Tate does not help himself. He put out a tweet, everyone wants to be friends with a pimp. Doubt me, Epstein had access to pussy. Look at his effing friends list. It's basic human psychology. I've had the assets every man who's not hating bitch wishes they had. And next best thing to being me is knowing me. In this second, we're going to get into the most wild thing I've seen from Andrew Tate on these courses, but this is him basically talking about the women and keeping their money, and these are the crimes he's being accused of now, and this was the time he was friends with Trump Jr. He was selling the stuff.
I created a system that allowed me to convince girls to do this, allowed me to retain 100% control of their income, allowed me to make sure they were effective, because it's a super competitive industry. Don't think this is easy money. You're just going to put a girl on the camera and they're going to get rich straight away. No, it's very competitive and it's very difficult. I learned every tip and trick it takes to make sure a girl gets paid. I know how to make sure the girl can't run away. Because once you teach a girl how to do this, she has the ability to make unlimited money from home. Why would she still give it to you? Why would she just run off and keep it all for herself? Why are you getting your percentage? I learned how to do everything to take a nobody and make her a somebody. I learned how to take a nothing, turn her into a cash cow. And betas from all across the world would be sending money into my bank account.
You're going to be absolutely shocked to see this clip. So basically, Andrew Tate was selling his courses. There's a bunch of different versions. He had picking up girls. He had started a webcam business, networking. But in this, he talks about his mother, which obviously disrespects women a lot. But he calls his own mother stupid.
My mother's an idiot.
And also says that his mother told him not to start a business like this. And he said that she is stupid, so he did not listen to her.
Your mother
is going to be very indicative of a typical consumer. She isn't going to know a lot about what you're trying to do. She isn't going to know a lot about technical stuff. She isn't really going to understand a lot of the things you say. I'm talking about my mother anyway. My mother's an idiot. And I mean that with all due respect, because she's a nice lady, but she's just stupid. My dad was the smart one. They ain't going to know a whole bunch. So even when I launched my PhD course, I said to my mom, I'm going to launch a course telling guys how to get girls. And she said, oh, don't make more men like you out there. That's what she said. I was like, what do you mean like me? She goes, oh, well, the way you are with women. And I sat there and I thought, okay, bang, I know this is going to work. Because even my mom knows I'm pimping hoes. Even my mom knows. She's seen so many chicks coming out the door. Even my mom's like, all right, I don't know what kind of son I've raised, but he's tearing through these chicks dangerously. So with the PhD course, I knew it would be a fantastic idea. Because even my mom was saying to me, look, you're going to make some dangerous men out there. All of them. So sometimes she said some pretty smart shit. There's a level, you know what? There is a level of intelligence which comes from absolute stupidity. So like, smart and stupid is a circle. So you have smart at the top, and you have stupid at the bottom. And you have this circle. And let's say this is the smart side, and this is the stupid side. So it's in half. This is stupid. I know this is written bad. And this is smart. But sometimes you can get comments which are just on the edge, you know? And mums are great at this.
Andrew Tate made a stupid mistake when it comes to his mum himself. So he put up a screenshot of a chat between them both. She said, Andrew, call me please. He said, hi. She said, yes, hi. Did you put the money in my bank? Apparently his mum said, I can't spend this money, Andrew, it's too much. And Tate said, buy a Lambo. And she said, it's making me nervous. It's too much. Please call me. Now, this wasn't leaked or anything. Andrew Tate posted this himself on X with loads of people replying saying he takes care of his mum. That's their dream. And community notes corrected it saying fake. In the current version of WhatsApp, missed calls are displayed differently than what is shown in this image. Screenshots shared by the users of the latest WhatsApp update show a different missed call format, suggesting the viral image was likely edited or staged. His mother, like most good mothers would, or just normal mothers, was saying do not make this pimp and hosiery. He went ahead with it, and actually surprisingly enough, obviously he hit his peak making 11 million per month for these Hushes universities selling how to make money online, but people were actually buying his course and trying to turn into pimps themselves and recruit girls like Andrew Tate was. And many of these young recruits have become part of the entourage and are very loyal to Andrew Tate. They're all sticking together, going out for meals and send free top G, and then one of the clips actually got posted online recently. These people inside Andrew Tate's world.
We're all here together right now, and Big G is in the school with 100,000 power level. He's only 23 years old. His young bull is 17, teaching him a new way to make money. We're all here with a bunch of beautiful people and beautiful pasta, beautiful entrees, great service, and a great restaurant on the water with boats and decorations. And the Big G paid for it all. And Andrew Tate was the one who created the school, the money-making opportunities, and the culture of brotherhood to bring this all together. I didn't expect that at all. I was expecting to do some things for the table, and then I couldn't even do it because someone else beat me to it. So, of course, that's a Big G move, and you would expect that from a G. But the whole wow part, like the wow factor, is just thinking how Andrew and Tristan and Luke put this all together. Of course, we played our part and we're here, but that he created a school and moved the needle and actually created something like this, it's amazing, truly. Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G! Free Top G!
I didn't think it was actually selling and he had any success with it, but apparently he did.
Although the remaining case is the first time Tate has been accused of using this so-called lover boy method in a criminal context, for years it appears he sold courses teaching something that, to experts we spoke with, looks a lot like it.
Welcome to the Tate PhD course. If you've bought this course, which you obviously have, congratulations, you're going to change your life for the better.
He explained his PhD course to YouTuber Anthony Dream Johnson.
Pimp and hose degree, PhD, yeah. And that was about me teaching how I managed females in those scenarios. How I controlled their emotions, how I convinced them to work and give me most of their money.
So what are you showing us here?
Here is the PhD program of Tate's.
Sylvia Tobushka is an expert in human trafficking. She's been researching the Loverboy method worldwide for years.
Is Andrew Tate, in your opinion, teaching sex trafficking methods to an audience through these programs?
The Crown Prosecution Service in the UK that are trying to get them extradited, both Andrew, 39, facilitating trafficking for sexual exploitation, and same thing with Tristan, they've both been accused of this. This has been dragged into a UK case as well because they started their webcam business in the UK.
Actually, for me, all the lover boys trafficking methods are present in his PhD program.
Tate's so-called PhD course used to be online. These are archived pages from the website.
I underline the fact that 50% of the employees were actually his girlfriends, and they were recruited for webcam industry. Here he explains very well that his job is to meet girls and to make them fall in love with him.
So these methods are nothing new to you? You've seen these types of methods before
Exactly.
in sex trafficking cases? Why are there tattoos being shown here?
It's normal in exploitation and human trafficking. What was shocking for me is the fact that the Tate's tattoos are very explicit.
Photos appear to show women with tattoos bearing Tate's name, from King Tate to Emery A. Tate.
For us, those that are familiar with human trafficking, all the elements in his modus operandi are clear human trafficking elements.
Andrew Tate actually seen the recent arrest coming and believes if he goes to the UK eventually, which I do think is going to be approved very soon, he said if he gets extradited, he may never get out of prison again.
Well, let me ask this one here, with this situation here, that you're in the States. Can UK say now he's in the States, can UK and US's relationship with each other do anything to you? Is that a risk of yours? Is that a concern of yours, or not at all?
Why does the UK want to lock me up? Because I'm seen as a symbol of resistance against their communism. That's why they hate me. They hate me because I teach young men to think for themselves. That's why they hate me. Because the UK's fallen due to a lack of masculinity, which is what I promote. That's why they hate me. Are they going to try and get me? Probably. If I go to UK, will I ever get out? Probably not. So if I have to go to the UK and fight them, I'm going to do that too. Until then, I'm on the PBD podcast. I don't know what they're going to try and do. All I know is I don't trust them. And I don't think any American who understands how the world's currently operating trusts the UK government with anything. Do you? Would you trust yourself to have a fair trial in a British court?
In UK?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. So it's a setup.
No.
It's an absolute setup.
UK.
Why did the UK even come for me? When I got released from Romanian jail, then I got released from house arrest, all of a sudden, Britain trumps up charges from 2009. Supposedly in 2009, I attacked some girl. And I was arrested again for 24 hours. I don't know if you guys remember. And I sat there for 24 hours. I was like, okay, wait. Who? When? Can't tell you that. So you're saying in 2009, I attacked a girl. Yes. Who? Doesn't say. When? Doesn't say. Where? Doesn't say. Just says 2009, you attacked a girl. By coincidence, Tristan also, 2009, attacked a girl. Where? When? Who? Don't know. 2009, you both attacked girls. No details. We made it up. Extradite. Thank God the Romanian state said, no, there's not even evidence. We can't extradite with this. There's nothing that doesn't mean anything.
And that is true. The Romanian government said they're not going to extradite the Tate brothers until their case is over and then the UK can deal with them. But the problem the Tate brothers made, they thought they was politically comfortable in America and they would intervene if the UK tried to extradite them from the US. That obviously backfired. Many people debate whether this is political or not. There is definitely some political interference in terms of them getting into the States. And they've had inside connections definitely to people within Trump's circle. But in terms of the UK, definitely they're going to want to make an example out of someone that's been saying stuff like this.
I don't give a shit what you think. Who the f*** even are you? You're a dump. You're a tiny little shithole country. You haven't even got a navy anymore. What are you going to do? You're going to send a BBC reporter here? Oh no. F*** England. America can still project force. China still makes all your stuff. You don't want to piss the Chinese off. You piss the Chinese off, they'll be like, okay, no problem. 6 months later, you have no semiconductors. But pissing the UK off, what's going to happen?
And Andrew Tate himself said he was going to leave the UK because of the way the country is and that women could just pop up and ruin his life. He thought he'd be safe in Romania. He ends up getting arrested and going through a legal situation there. But this guy actually thought by leaving the UK, relocating, it would never come back to him.
This is probably 40% of the reason I moved to Romania, because in Eastern Europe, none of this garbage flies. If you're going to go to the police and say he raped me back in 1988, they're going to say we should have done something about it then. If you go to the police and say he raped me yesterday, say, okay, if you've got physical evidence, or is there CCTV proof? Where'd it happen? Okay, let's go interview him right now. And if it wasn't really rape, I'd say, we went to the club, we got drunk, she agreed to go back to my house, we started having sex, and then we carried on having sex, and then we had sex, and she didn't say anything wrong, and then she texted me afterwards, and I didn't text back, and now she's saying I raped her. The police would be like, okay, she's an idiot, bye. But no, not in the West. In the West, you can tell them that exact story, you're still fucked. You're fucked in the West. When people say, why do you live in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist.
But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free.
Formal charges against Andrew Tate include rape, sexual intercourse with a minor, human trafficking, trafficking of minors.
When he gets extradited, which should be soon, these accusations still need to be proven with the human trafficking and of course the rape charges. And it is the mess that he left behind when he relocated to Romania that's come back to catch him. A lot of these charges are 10 years ago. I think there is a darker twist to the arrest this time because people have heard the charges about indecent images of a child. Not that the UK cracked down on that in my opinion as much as they should. We've seen people in the past get a slap on the wrist for them kind of things. So he's got a bunch of different charges and we'll see what happens. He doesn't think he's going to get a fair trial.
A very important time at DCAUT. DCAUT were desperate to get into my phones because they're trying to find conversations. Obviously, they know my brother and I are British nationals, and they're trying to find if Hugh Edwards has ever messaged us. Do you know who Hugh Edwards is?
Who?
He works for the BBC, along with, you know, this other guy who reports on things. He works for the BBC. You know all these clowns. Mircha. Yeah. Hugh Edwards. This is what DCAUT are trying to find out about, Hugh Edwards. So you should look this up. H-U-W Edwards. Look him up. That's what all of this is about.
To protect people under the age of 18, you must only use their first names in reports. Never use surnames, okay? That's a good policy too. So good luck finding the new stories. Have fun, and we'll talk again.